Hello, welcome to episode 4 of My People, the podcast. I'm Anna, the heart-centered woman coach. I coach on all things boundaries, identity, and recovering from people-pleasing. And I'm so lucky and so happy to have my good friend, Jordan Nicole here. Hi, Jordan.
Hey, Anna.
So Jordan she's the person who makes me look beautiful. You see these gorgeous lashes? That's all her handiwork.
You're already beautiful.
No, I'm not. This is her magic. It's all an illusion. So, as like every woman knows, like your hairdresser, your lash tech, your facialist, like all of these people, they know way more about you than probably your spouse, your parents, your kids do. Because we like turn every single beauty appointment into a therapy session, like 100%. So like Jordan has been doing my lashes for a little over a year. And during that time, we really connected. And one of the ways we connected was over our people pleasing, because the struggle is real and we can both relate. We also relate in a very unique way because I have anxiety and she has ADHD. And there is some overlap there that leads to the most hilarious stories. So I'm really thankful for Jordan because I feel like she's my unofficial coach, my unofficial therapist in so many ways. Like she helps me get out of my head and get over myself. And she also helps me in business because she is her own Miss Entrepreneur businesswoman doing her own thing. And she gives me so much advice. And I'm just so happy to have her here because she's amazing and you guys are going to love her.
You're very nice. Very kind to me.
Well, thank you for being here, Jordan.
Of course.
As you know, the podcast is all about recovering from people pleasing, and it's all about the community we can create around the struggles that we share, the triumphs that we share, and just celebrating all that is and living and being human and a woman and a people pleaser and all those complicated things. So I wanted you here today because while someone might connect to my story and see themselves in my story, obviously we're all humans and we're different and colorful and diverse, and there's so much variety in how people pleasing shows up. So what people can't connect to in my story, they might be able to connect to in other people pleasers. So I'm so happy you're here today to kind of share your story with it, to see if someone is able to connect with you, or even just, just spreading on the message of the good love and all of that good stuff. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Jordan, when did you first realize you were a people pleaser?
It's funny because I don't know that there was a moment that I was just like, oh, I'm a people pleaser. There's been like little times, I would say, throughout my life, but in the past, few years, I guess, and then within our conversations and then just clients kind of come in and just listening to their stories and how much you relate to them too. And you're like, ooh, I do say yes a lot. And it is funny though, because when you look back and try to chronologically find that moment when you're like, ooh, this is the first time, I've just been a yes person my entire life. I really love to help people. And there's a fine line though, of course, as you talk about, and as you know, between helping and overdoing it and completely losing yourself at the fault of yourself, really, in the end. That doesn't make any sense. Can we cut? I'm just kidding. Anyway. You can keep it and it's fine. We'll do it in post. It's fine. What I'm trying to say is I talk to people with their eyes closed all day. So this is, yeah.
Is this freaking you out because I'm looking at you? Do you want me to turn around? Should I
No.
This way? Should I lay down on the bed?
What if you cut all of that and all you have me say is, forever. Just I've always been a people. From womb to now.
I'm going to turn this fan off because it's making my background move.
Oh, yeah. No, it's giving it like a wave.
I don't think that's a good thing. It's supposed to be a stone wall. It's not supposed to move.
It's a metaphor for the walls that we put up emotionally.
Oh my gosh, yes. The
boundaries.
I like what you said because it is important to have like those nuances. Like, spoiler alert, I'm going to do an episode. Jordan, you can't keep laughing. We can't laugh the whole time.
We got vibes.
Okay, spoiler alert. I'm going to do an episode called Is It Nice or Is It Kind? And the reason why I'm doing that is because people pleasers, it is a temperament and a personality. You know, like people can have people pleasing tendencies, sure. Like anyone can kind of experience that. But being like a full out people pleaser, I don't know what temperament or personality is necessarily attached to, but it's definitely a character trait. And it's the desire to be nice and to be supportive of others. However, I think it's really important for us to learn the difference between being nice and being kind, and that what we actually want to be is be kind and not be nice, because kind allows us to have our boundaries and to take care of ourselves first. So I like that you said that because I can actually relate. I feel like I was a people pleaser since the day I was born too. Like I just came out the womb and was like, Mom, how can I serve you?
I'm sure that's how your mom felt that day. So she was like, wow. The rest of my life has changed.
The people pleasing baby. They let you sleep through the night. They bring you dinner in bed. Like everybody's dream.
Every good baby has an Uber Eats app.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. All right. How does people pleasing show up in your life?
I would say in a lot of different ways. There's almost so many avenues I could go down within this. Definitely, I mean, starting with work, just like I have for the longest time, because I've been in the salon for about 12 years now, and especially in the beginning, and then the last few years since the business has been solely mine, like that's like a whole shift in like your mindset, and there's all these things telling you to like be a boss bitch, like do your thing, like come on, like strong independent women, which is awesome and sounds great until your client sits up with these beautiful lashes and then you have to tell them how much they owe you, and you're just like, no, it's okay. It's on me today because I love you and your lashes look amazing. And it's like having this like need to do favors for people who've never asked you for a favor. Like they were very happy that you've done a great job. They appreciate your service. They appreciate what you've done for them, and like giving them a space to talk to. Like I know for a lot of my clients, like coming in, whether they're napping or like talking to me the whole time, or we're listening to a podcast, like they're always in like that's their time, so they appreciate that. But the second they sit up, I'm just like, so it's like I'm like whispering the cost to them, or I'm like complimenting you, as if you've ever noticed, I compliment you as I hand you my phone because I'm so uncomfortable with the fact that I'm charging you for a thing I just spent an hour and a half doing. Like it doesn't make sense, because my advice to anyone would always be, to you're providing a service, like be a professional. There's a series of events to exchange goods and or services. But for myself, it's just really hard because I do like making someone's day, and it gets really hard to differentiate that and my business. So with that being just one example, I guess it definitely affects my business. It just makes you feel guilty for, again, no reason. I pay for all my services. I appreciate their time. Like I understand the system. It's weird that, that I like doing kind deeds, but I have to eat.
Darn, having
do
to
that
eat.
In kindness.
Darn, having to pay bills.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
If only you could get paid in exposure.
Exactly. Exposure.
No.
hand gestures matter.
I was totally playing off the meme of like, you know how people like try to take advantage of photographers? You've never heard the meme? Oh my God.
No. I'm so sorry. Pause. We're going to look up a meme.
No, it's like, there's this meme of like, so artists get really upset because people are always trying to take advantage of them and be like, oh, can you do this for free? It'll be great exposure for you. Oh, and then the meme is like, look at all these bills I paid with exposure.
Yeah.
Trying to make a joke.
I do. No, I get the joke. I'm sorry you had to explain it. I don't know why I haven't seen that meme. I've definitely seen the TikToks where they're doing like whatever their service is, whether it's hair or like any artistry. And it's always like, I charge this much because it takes for fucking hours.
Yeah,
like that song.
I love
like,
that one.
It's so meaningful. Like it's so simple, but so meaningful because like I've heard, I mean, and not all of my clients. Most of my clients are amazing. All of you are amazing. But I've definitely had people come through my door that have said like weird stuff. Like they'll complain about how much their hair costs. They'll complain about how much this costs. And like, we all know things are expensive. Like I understand that. And like, you're welcome to vent in my room, but it's like, you're complaining about other services. So all I'm thinking about is like, am I allowed to charge you how much this is? Like, should charge her less? Like, is it going to make her happy? But like, I don't know. It's hard because there's that guilt. It's like you get this guilt bubble. And I mean, I feel that in a lot of different ways outside of work too. You know, I lost you.
Get that. Oh my goodness! Hold on, wait. Technical difficulties. Okay, I think we're back. Yeah. Well, at least we didn't lose the sound, so that's good.
Can hear all our ramblings about memes.
I know, right?
But yeah, I'd say it's all centered around guilt. And there's like a weird guilt that I bring upon myself. Like again, everyone's coming to get a service you expect to pay, and that's probably my best like work example. Yeah,
I like that because I can definitely relate. Like, and trying to build my coaching business. Like, I feel like for me, I'm not gonna say it's worse, but sometimes it feels more guilt ridden because I'm helping people, like in quotation marks. So it's like, you know, you should be volunteering to do this. You should do this for free. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Your brain thinks that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like how, like someone is in need. How dare you charge to help them or to support them or whatever. And so sometimes like I can totally relate to that, but I don't know, the struggle's weird. I don't really have an answer except for we have to pay our bills and we have to
Exactly. Did you watch Ted Lasso?
I haven't. I don't have Apple TV.
Okay, well, whenever you do your like, you know, everyone does like a month free or whatever. Just watch all of it. But there's a scene in season 2 where they bring in a therapist and she's supposed to meet with all the team because they're having some like morale issues. And so like she's really initially there just to meet with one player and then ends up meeting with everybody. And then it's kind of like a whole season about mental health, which is really awesome. Especially with like men and with athletes and everything. And there's a moment where like Ted gets really like upset with her and like is giving her a hard time because he's just not comfortable seeing a therapist, but he's basically complaining to her about how much she's charging to help people. And he like gets like mad and storms off. And then the next time, you know, comes back and is more calm. And she's like talking to him since he's a coach, like, wouldn't you do your job for free? And he's like, I mean, yeah, I love it. I would coach for free. Yeah. And she's like, but do you? And he's like, no, ma'am. And then she's like, pay me money. I mean, she doesn't say that. She's wonderful. But the idea is that like, yeah, like you could easily do it for free. You do it because you love it and you want to help people, but you equally deserve to be paid for that because like people pleasing, we've had this discussion, but like people pleasing isn't killing anyone, but it is definitely causing a dilemma. Like it's causing a reoccurring problem in your life. And you're helping people to kind of overcome that and have like skills to work on, which I think is very, very valuable to a lot of people, to all people.
I totally agree with you. But like at the same time, like it's always easier to say that to someone else than it is to like take your own advice.
Of course.
So I am
story of the
charging.
podcast.
So I just think about that, and it's like, especially like as a coach, like I can put on my coach hat because like Jordan, right now, I'm already like, when we get done with this podcast, you and I are gonna have a talk about you feeling guilty for charging people. Because I will not have that, because I know how good your work is, and I
You're very kind.
I will start coming up to your office every day and be like, pay her and tip her 50%.
You could be my receptionist.
I know, right?
You're like,
Pay her
Anna's got you. Anna's gonna take care of it. Yeah. She also has some coaching. Which
you better sign up for.
Yes.
No, but totally, yeah.
Oh my
like,
God.
So it's really funny how I can like be in this moment and literally hear you say that you struggle to pay and like know how amazing your work is. Because I've gone to other lash techs, estheticians.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't say English words, but
I'm just a lash artist. I'm a lash artist.
Art, yeah, definitely art. And like the work is not the same. And like I see other people's lashes, and the work is not the same.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, like,
I appreciate that.
You're really good. And so like as your friend, I can feel the anger and feel like the desire to want you to be comfortable and like charging for your the value of your services, because they're totally worth that. At the same time, like, doesn't help me like overcome being like,
yeah.
So, because you know, you've listened to one of my, Jordan has listened to one of my attempts at selling my coaching courses before, and she literally was listening to it. No, say what you said, Jordan.
I don't remember. I'm ADD. I remember enjoying it.
The training was great, and that is good. Like, I'm really happy the training is great. But once it got towards the end to where I was going to ask for money, she was like, your energy just dropped.
It was almost like there was a lull. You were like, and so if you'd like to buy like, oh my God.
Oh my God, the struggle is real. Okay.
It was like you've been kidnapped.
I know.
Just behind you, like, tell them to buy.
Please, there's a gun to my head. Please purchase.
They're telling me you have to. Oh my gosh.
Seriously. Okay. How have you overcome people pleasing in some area of your life? You have. Don't play yourself. You absolutely have.
Trying to think of a good example or how to phrase this. Like, it's really hard for me. Well, I have many examples now. They're all swirling.
The ADHD brain at work.
I'm like, wow, I can't think of anything. I can think of everything. No, so it's mostly just being able to say no to things that I know that I don't have time for. And it's really hard. Like it's really, really hard. And I mean, along the business like avenue, it's partly me closing off my schedule, because whenever you do go off to like be on your own, or like it's like to rent a booth, like the hardest part for some people is that they will work 2 days a week and then be like, I don't know why I can't pay my bills. And then there's me who will work 7 days a week and be like, it's fine, it's a Sunday, I'll just work that day, it's fine. And because you do, like, you want to be accessible to your clients. And I had someone the other day that I said that I was working a Sunday, and she was like, oh yeah, gotta make that money. And I was like, that's not why I did it. Like, I was like, oh yeah, money. Yes. Okay. it's just not the way my brain works, which as a business owner, not great. But I just like being available to people if needed. And I've gotten better about it. Like, I legitimately have like set business hours, and I did work today, but it was because I was off yesterday. So it leveled up. But I've gotten better at doing that. And it's mostly that. And then even in my like social life, I get very overstimulated. And so it gets to the point where I'm just like, I gotta go. And I'll just leave. Which Anna, I thought just left my birthday party. Just kind of a fun little anecdote. Like, I just lost her. And I had like kind of mixed friend groups, and I look over and I'm like, oh, maybe, okay, she's kind of anxious, like maybe she just left. And then she comes strolling back later. She's like, oh, I was playing a game. I'm like, hi. So that resonated with me though, because I do that all the time. I just will kind of wander off, and it was always a joke with my family and friends, like, oh, keep up with Jordan, she'll and it's because I do, like, I get overstimulated and I just will kind of leave. And but on like a people-pleasing note, like, I've kind of learned to just say no before even putting myself in those situations, where versus getting there and being like, I gotta go, but I didn't drive myself here. And so I try to limit myself and give myself actual free time. And yeah, I hope that made sense.
That did. That is so good. Like,
yeah,
I love to hear that, because one thing I complain about to Jordan all the time is how much she works. Like, all the freaking time. I'm like, Jordan, you're working on a Sunday?
I do love it. But I do need to sleep a little.
But as a customer, it was so nice, because I used to see Jordan on Wednesdays all the time. And then all of a sudden Wednesdays were not available.
I did.
And it's like I was a little hurt, honestly, because Wednesdays are my day.
Yes.
However, it was really nice to see that she had literally blocked it off. Like, you could not schedule. Like, you go on the little app and it says there are no appointments available. So it's really nice to see, like, you actually taking that time to spend on yourself and to, like, remind yourself that you can't burn the candle at every end. Like, you got to chill sometimes. And, like, as a customer, I was okay. I mean, I cried, of course, but, like, eventually I moved my appointment to Thursday and nobody died and everything was okay.
I talked to my therapist about it. She said it'd be okay.
We had a long talk, because change is hard.
Change is hard.
That is, how is that, like, how is that for you? Like, how does it feel to say no and to be more structured in your schedules and stuff like that?
It feels really, really good. Because, I mean, I would say most, well, I don't want to say umbrella so much, but there is a portion of ADHD people who are people pleasers, because, I mean, for obvious reasons. It's something you can rely on. Like, it's an emotion. It's like a thrill to do something kind for someone, and it, like, raises that dopamine. You get really excited, but then the second you can't actually do it, you crumble. But having that structure is really nice. Like, those first, like, 2 weeks that I was off on Wednesdays, leading up to it, it was so hard not to put anyone on Wednesday, even like one, because I would think, oh, it's fine. I'll just do one in the morning. I'll be off the rest of the day. But if I put one person on my book, I'll inevitably book myself the rest of the day. And I mean, as you did, as everybody else did, they were able to, like, shift and find different places, and which I appreciated. But, like, come Wednesday morning, when I would wake up and be off, it was like, oh, I can, like, do anything. I could go to the gym. I could eat a lunch. And not just throwing in animal crackers, midday. But it was just really nice. Like, it lifted a weight off of my shoulders, and I, like, in those moments, realized, like, everyone's going to be okay. It's kind of like when your phone dies, and in that one moment of panic, like, what's going to happen? Like, they're not going to be able to get a hold of me. But then after about 10 seconds, you're like, no one can get a hold of me. So nice. Like, I am unreachable. And it's almost like shutting off, I mean, your internal phone, like, just being able to go, no, I can't do that. These are my boundaries. I will not work past this time. I want to spend time with my husband. I want to see my family. I want to watch my siblings play basketball. Like, I think it's really important to have those times for yourself and to have that structure. And yeah, it's been awesome.
That's so amazing.
With a ... ellipses. November, December, I did open up my Wednesdays.
She did.
I did. But it's because I'm off every Saturday. So I did shift it, which was good.
That is good. Like
boundaries.
yay.
Boundaries. Thank you. Snaps for the cup.
Yes. Okay. So you kind of answered this a little bit, but
okay.
I'm gonna say something and like hopefully I don't get canceled for it because it might be mean to say, but you've heard me say this before, so it's no big deal. But I am obsessed with Jordan's brain because she has ADHD. The things she tells me about how the way her brain works is so just like it's literally amazing. I don't even have any other words. No, it's so amazing because I'll be like, really? That's how your brain works? That's where you went with that?
We're creative thinkers. Creative thinkers.
And like, I so don't mean it in like a dismissive way. And I hope it doesn't come off like that because like I have an anxiety and a depression brain. And like my brain definitely goes in completely different ways. But I don't know, the ADHD brain is something else. And I just love hearing you talk about like just the simplest of things, and I'll just be like, okay, yeah.
I mean, I could fill an hour. Does this need to be an hour? I could probably do one story and it'll have branches, just like a tree. A beautiful forest of information that you didn't need to get to the end. Yeah.
And it's also really cool too because like there's a lot of times where I'll see my anxiety brain will overlap in some ways. And so like I can relate to you. I think there's definitely a lot of similarities in the anxiety brain, the ADHD brain. But then at the same time, there are ways in which your brain works. And I'm just like, wow, that is a whole nother. Okay, so I say all that to say, like, please don't, if you're listening, please don't hate me. I'm totally not trying to insult you for having ADHD brain. I was a psychology major, so like brains and functions just amaze me. So it's wonderful. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt your question just in case it's not related. So I don't want to say I promise, but for me at least, like it's funny that you phrase it that way, only because like there is a level of anxiety that obviously goes along with ADHD because you are thinking in a lot of different directions and you are also hyper fixating and there's not an attention deficit happening at all. It's like definitely a hyperactivity of attention. So like your responses are very positive. So it's not like I'm ever like, oh, she's making me a thing. Like, I think it's funny you say that because I think with depression, also there's like a spiral that kind of happens. And it's like my brain is also always just kind of spiraling. And sometimes it's a nice slow spiral. But I think that's where the anxiety is overlapping. But no, I don't think you're going to hurt anyone's feelings. However, I don't know. You didn't hurt mine, but I know you.
I appreciate that. And I will just say, if you're listening and I did hurt your feelings, please reach out to me because I'll never say anything like that again because I know what you mean.
Oh my gosh. They can email me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What was your question?
Write us an email. Call into the complaint line.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Who answers their phone anymore?
I definitely will not.
Kicked my computer. Go ahead.
I especially won't answer if I know that you're calling to complain. I'll definitely be like straight to voicemail. Okay. How does having ADHD impact your people pleasing?
Oh, I already did that. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I would definitely just say the way that I hyper focus on it. I used to take on a lot more than even current Jordan can understand. I was working at the salon at the time. I wasn't running my own business, so that made it a little bit easier for sure. But I was in the salon. I was teaching at sometimes multiple studios, and then teaching dance, and then also sometimes teaching at LA Fitness. And at one point, I was also like going to school, which is like so many things. But one thing about ADHD is that you do really enjoy doing lots of things. And you put so much passion in a direction, and then in a second you can go, oh, wait, I forgot. I'm supposed to be doing this. And so you can like switch. So I definitely had a lot of energy in my 20s because I'm ancient now. But it definitely, like, I would overextend myself and then feel so mad whenever I couldn't like complete a task that I knew was for someone else. Like I said, if I was working, going to school, teaching dance, doing all these things, the things that were just my priority, that I was like, ooh, I have a paper due tomorrow. Like I have to get that done. But I also have, I don't know, this video I have to post for this dance. Like, otherwise the studio will be mad at me. Like, I would do the studio thing because I was letting other people down. And I wouldn't write the paper because it was just letting me down. But it didn't look at it that way. I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, I'm helping these people. It's fine. So I was getting bad grades at school, and I'm really good at school. I enjoy school. So it was really odd for me to get bad grades like that. But it was like this constant, ooh, I could do this thing that would be beneficial to me, or I could do this thing that would be beneficial to others. And I just naturally lean to the others. But then even as I'm like finishing that, I'm still like just so hyper fixated on the idea of like, I have to get this done, but I also have to do this. And so it just causes like, just like internal chaos, turmoil, because that's really where the anxiety stems from too. So I'd almost say it's with ADD, you're like basically layering on like a big sandwich. Like you've got, okay, I have to do this thing. Okay, I have to do this thing. Oh, I have to do this thing to make these people happy. Oh, I have to do this thing to make these people happy. So it's just, you're just compiling it all together until eventually your sandwich just explodes. As sandwiches do.
Definitely.
That's the visual I've given you. But I hope that makes sense. So it's the idea that you're just constantly, instead of like you're on a straight trajectory and here's the thing that you need to do, it's like I'll swerve and then do 8,000 other things and then swerve back. And so then I'm just constantly worried about it all at the same time. I hope that makes sense.
It does. It kind of sounds like people pleasing on steroids, honestly.
Yes. Yeah. You should watch me try to clean my house. Like that's what the inside of my brain looks like.
Yeah, it's like a people pleasing soup of just people pleasing everyone and mushing it all together. It's really kind of crazy.
Because you just kind of forget halfway through what you're doing sometimes, and then realize like, oh, like I need to be doing this, and then you're over here, and you're like, oh, and then you go over there, and it makes it sound like we're chaotic people, which kind of, but there are obviously ways to help with that. But yeah, I would just say it caused a lot of my anxiety. It's a really long explanation for it causes my anxiety and my exploding sandwich.
No, I think it's a perfect explanation. Like, because
that explanation. That was a journey for all of us. I'm imagining my husband just in the living room listening to this tale.
Oh, poor Nigel.
Or semi-neurotypical Nigel.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I love that. Take a deep breath. All right. So I really like that answer simply because it helps me kind of understand more of like just the nuances of, you know, like we're complex people and we have like all these things going on and like, you know, we're not just one thing. And so it's very interesting to hear how it shows up for you because it's definitely different from my life. Like I feel like it's gotta be more intense for you just because you're trying to people please so many people in different avenues. Like when I think about my people pleasing, like, yes, it might overload or overflow into other places, but I don't think I generally have the pressure of everyone on me all at once for the most part. And I think that's the difference between the ADHD brain, like ADHD brain, like you're thinking about all the people that you're letting down and all the places of people pleasing. And for me, most of the time, I'm just focusing on one or two places that I'm letting everyone down at once.
Yeah.
When I'm not depressed, when I'm like my depressed brain, that's a whole different thing.
That's another day.
No, different thing. When I'm not depressed and I'm in my normal brain, like I'll just be thinking about, like, if I'm at work, then I'm thinking about how I'm letting my boss down or how I'm not producing enough or whatever, but I'm not thinking about everything else in that moment. So I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, okay. So as you were explaining that, like, I would say a lot of my people pleasing kind of stems from a little bit of like my insecurity. Like I want everyone to like me. And it's like, it's less of, I don't know how to explain that. It's like, I want to be a good person, but it's almost like the image of a good person is enough. Like I want them to think that I've done a good thing for them, and because that will make me a good person. It's like, I would love to just wake up and be like, I'm a good person who does nice things for people, like, but also gets my shit done. Like, no, I don't. I generally, it's like, if I'm doing this thing for you, yes, I want to help you, but it's like, I hate knowing that underneath that, it's like, please like me. Please tell me it's okay. Like, which is probably a level of trauma I need many a therapist to deal with. But I do know that that's like how I feel. Like, I don't think I've said anything about my husband until my comment earlier, but like, with Nigel, who is wonderful. And if I said, hey, I'm going to the gym today, like, he would be fine. He'd be like, cool, I'm going to play like more video games with my bros. He does not say bros. I'm going to play more video games with my friends. But I just have this like level of guilt where I'm just like, oh, I can't do that thing because like I need to spend time with Nigel, and or I need to do this. And but it trickles into every avenue of my life. Like I feel this odd need to be liked all the time, and it like makes me very high strung. But yeah, my question is that for you? Where would you say that yours kind of stems from? Like,
I would definitely say that it is the same thing. I don't think you're alone in that. I think that's typical amongst most people pleasers. It 100% is from acceptance. Like, please like me. Please tell me I have value. Please tell me I don't suck as a person.
I feel like that the value is probably like, that's like a nice all-encompassing like phrase would be value. Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's
why to be appreciated.
And that's
kidding. I hate that so much. I should just clarify.
Absolutely.
I wish I didn't care what anyone thought all the time.
I totally agree. I feel like that's actually like a really exciting part in like the recovery of people pleasing journey is the point where you no longer like that. Because I can think about my younger self and like my high school self, my elementary, middle school, all that was very much hardcore into the please like me. You know, I wasn't resisting that at all. Like I would go above and beyond for my friends, for my family. I would volunteer for this and volunteer for that. I would do whatever because I'm like, please like me. And that was definitely my identity. And it didn't, it took me until like probably my mid 20s to be like, I still want you to like me, but I don't like that I want you to like me.
Yes. It's like you were doing it, but you didn't know why before. And now that you know why, it's worse.
You don't like it. It's so much worse. Yeah. So it's kind of like that awareness.
Yeah. My like tiniest example is when I walk into Target and I will walk in so confident because I'm a blue-haired person in an area with minimal blue-haired people. And so like I'll walk in and I'm like, I'm going to be so confident today. My existence matters. And I'll walk in and one person will look at me with a little bit of a weird side eye. And I immediately am like either defensive or sad. It's I'm just like, please like me. And I'll either get mean or I'll get sad. But there's like this weird level of like, I need strangers to like me. What is this?
Yes.
So yeah.
I definitely still to this day, like, because I always talk about people pleaser as like a recovery thing, because I need to have like a psychologist come on sometime and talk about like the actual temperaments. But like, I know it's a like something that's easy to fall back into. Like it's a coping skill that we learn young, and like we can constantly are going back to it. And, you know, it's all about survival and safety and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I say all that to say, still to this day, I love how you brought up that stranger thing, because even though I am well into my people pleaser recovery and I'm doing great and I'm so thankful to that, in certain situations, I pop back into people pleasing like that, like that. And it's particularly in interactions with strangers. Like my daughter and I just went to a new dentist office, and I didn't realize that you can't have like any metal in when they do the x-rays. Like I wasn't thinking about my nose ring. So yeah.
You can. I have that. They lied to you. They lied to you. You've been lied to, my friend. However, tell me your story. Every time they do an x-ray, they're always like,
they don't say, have you taken off?
No, every time they're like, well, what's this little guy in here? And I'm like, oh, that's my septum. That's a triangle in my face. So, I'm so sorry. This makes your story even better. Continue.
No, that's okay. That's so funny, because now I've been played. It's fine.
You've been played. But did you agree? Go ahead. I'm excited.
No, I did. Okay. So this is like my people pleasing story. Like, so, you know, I'm in a new environment. I'm anxious. I'm anxious because I'm about to get my teeth done. Like, who isn't anxious? Stop playing with your stuff to be weirdo.
Did you say stop playing with yourself?
No, your septum, Jordan. This is a PG-13 podcast, Jordan.
It's getting really hot in here.
Okay. Anyway.
So you went to the dentist.
So I went to the dentist office, and it's a new dentist office, and I am, you know, got all the anxiety because like you're in a new place, and it's like, and the people pleasing jumps in because I want to be a good patient. You know, I'm hoping my teeth look good. I'm freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I hope my teeth are in good condition, like all that stuff. So anyway, so I go in there, and she tells me that the metal will shine, so she needs to take my nose ring out. So then I automatically feel like I'm the worst patient ever. Like, why didn't I already know I shouldn't have had this nose ring in? And then I haven't, okay, like, I don't know if this is gross or not, so like, judge me if you want to, but I haven't taken this nose ring out in like a really long time. Like, I don't even remember the last time I took it out.
That's normal. Yeah. I can't tell you when I took this out.
I never take this out. So I'm like, crap. So I'm like over here trying to get it, and then I can't freaking get it. So then I'm like freaking out, and I'm starting to sweat because she's just sitting there waiting for me to get my freaking nose ring out. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she's like, you're fine. It's okay. And I'm like having a meltdown over my nose ring and how horrible of a patient I am because
this never happened. We're going to call up Miranda because I've had so many things done to my teeth. I've never had to take them out. Like, not one time. Oh I'm so sorry that happened to you. But were you able to get it out?
Yeah, I was.
I guess you had to.
I was.
Yeah.
And then it was funny because Ayana came afterwards, and Ayana has piercings all over the place. And so, but they didn't have her take hers out because she couldn't get them out. So she just had to take her smiley out just because, you know, they actually have to be in your mouth. So she had to take her smiley out, but that was it. But it was just, anyway.
Which proved that you didn't have to take any out.
Which is true, but the point is that I just think it's so funny that in situations of high stress, like I'm immediately back there into like thinking, oh my God, I'm the worst patient. She's having to wait 2 seconds on me. And like, how horrible am I of a person to have to make this woman wait 30 seconds while I take off this nose? Oh my gosh.
So you can edit this out if you need to. Because but when I had to have my I had to have an ear thing done where they inflated my eustachian tube, and I didn't know I had to take all my piercings out either. I also didn't know. I knew it was in a surgery center, But I think in my head, I was like, it's my head. I don't have to take my pants off. So I'm just going to throw on some, like, it was early. I'm just going to throw on some Adidas pants and a t-shirt and a sports bra and, like, go about my day. And I get there and they're like, okay, you have to take all your jewelry off. And I'm like, okay, so I'm taking off. Oh, no. I take off my ring and I put it in a little baggie. I come out. The lady goes, no, you have to, like, take off your pants. And I was like, oh. So I run back in and because they make you wear, I've told the story backwards. They make you put on like it's in a hospital. Like they make you put on like the little thing, the robe thing, and they give you little sockies. So I'm taking all my piercings out, and the woman tells me to take my pants off. I was like, okay, and I just didn't. And I come back out, and then she's like, no, you have to take your pants off. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm wearing any underwear? And she said, what? And I was like, I didn't know I was gonna have to take my pants off today. I'm not wearing any underpants. Like I just thought I was gonna be cozy. And she was like, it's okay. Like, I mean, they're not going to be working down there, but you do have to take them off. And I was like, okay. And then I take them off and they're better than they used to be. Like they tie up really good in the back, but I had like maybe 5 or 6 nurses come and check on me because they have to get the IVs and stuff going. I have to fill out paperwork. Every nurse that approached me, I felt like I had to tell them. Just in case, because I didn't know at what point. I didn't know at what point I would go to sleep because I knew they were going to put me to sleep. So like everyone would come up and they're like, "Oh, I need you to fill this out. Hi, I'm so and so." And I'm like, "Hey," and they were just like, "Okay."
They were like TMI.
Because I'm in a hospital bed and I have the thing on, but I'm just like, I don't know which one of y'all is going to have to like move me into the other bed. Like, so I'm telling everyone. And the whole time, all I'm thinking is, I'm the worst patient ever. Like, I came in with like 2 nose piercings. I had a necklace on. I never wear necklaces. I had my rings on. I'm not wearing underwear. And I'm just like laying there like, I'm sorry. I'm terrible. Like, I don't know what to do.
That is so crazy to me. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. And you know what's so funny? Because I don't know, but like when I see nurses on TikTok, like, they literally don't care about this crap. Like, no. We get in our heads about all this stuff, and they're like, somebody literally just vomited on me 2 minutes ago. I literally don't care about what you know.
Yes.
Like, they've got problems.
The poor anesthesiologist, they finally wheel me in. She, like, they do the whole lift and, like, do a thing. And she's about to, like, put me to sleep. And she's like, okay. And she, like, you know, puts a little thing. And I said, oh. And she said, yes. And I said, I know it's probably not important, but I'm not wearing any underwear. And she goes, oh, girl, they're not going down there. And I was like, I know, but like when y'all are lifting, I just didn't want you to be like surprised. And she just like busted out laughing. She was like, I think it's fine. Like, I don't think you're going to see it. It's good. You're good. And I just, everyone that day knew. Just everyone that day knew. Because I was so concerned that they'd be like, that they wouldn't like me or something. Like, they'd be like, oh, did y'all see that green-haired girl? She didn't have a different job. Now they're just telling everyone, did she tell you that she's not? Which is worse.
Say that, like, I don't think I've heard a better story of people pleasing gone completely wrong, but like a perfect example of what it is and why it's so ridiculous. Yeah. Because here you are trying to save face, and you're just making it a bigger deal when they're like, girl, we don't care.
I know. They're also all women. Like, I didn't have one male nurse the whole time. They're all like, what? Stop worrying about it. Stop telling everyone.
Yours would not be the first butt they've ever seen, I promise.
That's true. I just didn't want it to be like a surprise butt. Usually if you're going down there, you know. Yeah.
But like, isn't that so hilarious? Because you wouldn't know, Jordan. You would be knocked out. It's not like they're going to wait till you wake up and be like, we saw your butt.
Guess whose butt we saw?
So yeah,
it is funny. Yes, because what could have happened is 0 people knew, but what did happen is like
everybody knew.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so hilarious. Okay,
that's an anecdote you can cut out if you feel like.
No, I'm definitely moving that in there. We are talking about the butts on the podcast. I totally was just joking when I say this is PG-13. I cuss on this podcast all the time. Please don't let your kids listen
Jordan,
to this podcast.
I did a cuss last week.
This is not for children. Because
kids don't people please. I'm just kidding.
They definitely do, but they're not my target audience. So I don't care.
They don't have any money.
They don't have any money.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Jordan. All right, we're going to shift a little bit just so people can know. Not because of this story, but just because
we're going to shift a little back to topic.
No, I just want everyone to know about the amazing Jordan Nicole. Okay, so just some personal-ish stuff.
Oh, no.
What are you most excited about in your life right now?
In my life right now? I am sure there's something. That's so broad. I'm just happy to be here, you know. I'm trying to think. Oh, okay. Had to like find it. So I just got, I guess a nutritionist is what we'll call him, because I don't eat during the day. Partly because, okay. I have layers. Okay, so I don't eat during the day. Partly because I'm busy and I've gone 10 years without eating 3 meals a day, so it just feels normal. But also because I was taking ADD medicine and I just stopped 2 weeks ago. That first week, horrible. Second week, much better. But it makes you not hungry, so I wasn't eating. And it was also causing more anxiety. And so then I'd be too anxious to eat, or I'd get home and just eat everything. So now I have a nutritionist, and so I'm really excited because he like details everything out for me really well. And it sounds really silly, but like I feel better already. And I'm sure it's partly that I'm like eating more and healthier, because I was real fast to just like drive through and grab a hamburger or drive through Panda, because it's right there. So, but now I'm like making my lunches and just trying to get on like a schedule and a routine, and it just feels really good to eat and to also not be a little zombie person on medicine, which I know works really well for a lot of people. And I definitely like advocate for medication when needed. I totally advocate for that. And I just think that for me, it was like a means to an end. And now I have like little habits that I am trying to structure my day with. So yeah, I guess right now I'm excited about more stability. I get up and read every morning. I eat breakfast. I do a little pretty half-ass workout. We're working those in slowly. And then, I have my work day and then come home. But it's nice. Like I'm eating regularly, which seems like such a sad adult thing to be excited about. But I'm excited for structure.
Absolutely not. I think that sounds awesome. I feel like you had like several things in there to be excited about, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you. That's probably why my stories are like this, because my brain's still adjusting.
They're perfect because there are going to be so many people out here who are going to be like, oh my gosh, I love Jordan, because they're going to relate to you so much.
That, or they're going to think, that girl talks a lot. But hopefully you love it. I'm here for your ADD needs. And I do keep using those interchangeably because they are used interchangeably a lot, and they're also used incorrectly a lot. But a lot of the books that I've read recently, I mean, it's basically all encompassing if you just say ADHD, but ADD obviously is easier to say. So.
Well, thank you for that education, because I've always said ADHD and I didn't know that. So thank you.
There's a spectrum, and I mean, basically there's an umbrella at this point, but we're not all the same, of course.
Yes, always some.
We're better in blue. Sorry. Go ahead. We matched today, by the way. We did so good. Yes. Your headphones are pink. Your watch is pink. We're both blue.
Yes.
We did great. Yes. We didn't even try.
Okay. Just a couple more quick questions. What is the message, like if there's anything that we've left out during this time that you really want to be able to convey to the listeners of My People, the podcast?
I would just say to keep working towards it. Like it, as simple as like me trying to find more structure in my life. Like that's something that I've taken on as like self-care, which I know like is a big, like, I don't know, social media phrase, but like it is really important to take care of your mental health and to kind of do things for yourself and learn the difference between being selfish and taking the time to appreciate the things that you enjoy. Because, I mean, this life is short and this sounds really corny, but like we don't know how long that we have. So you may as well do the things you love and be with people that you love without weighing yourself down by the expectations of others that you probably put on yourself and that they don't even expect of you. But yeah, just like, I don't know, keep working towards it. Like, y'all got this. Anna's got this. Anna's great. I know that she said that she likes how I do her lashes, which I do too.
Make sure you guys can see them well.
She has beautiful lashes and brows done by mom. But she's a beautiful person inside and out, and with or without lashes or eyebrows. But I do really appreciate having met this person, and I do think Anna's amazing, and not only like as like a friend, but also as an educator. And I feel like she's helping me a lot also just in life and in business and as a person. So keep listening to her podcast. They're always great. But yeah, that's all.
I love that. I especially I just want to point out, because I love when you said that the expectations of others that they probably don't even know they're putting on you. Yeah. Like, there's this quote. So I had this quote on Facebook by Eleanor Roosevelt, like forever ago. Let's say like when Facebook first started, okay? Like it was forever ago, but my mom decides to always throw it in my face every single time I get in my feelings about what other people think of me. And I'm loosely quoting it, but it's like, you wouldn't worry so much about what other people thought of you if you realized how little they do.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's so annoying because, you hate how people put your own words back at you. Like, that's like the rudest thing you can do someone, throw their own words back at them. Yes. And so it's so true. Like we think someone is upset with us or doesn't like us, and they're probably like at home binging Love is Blind and not even thinking about you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Cool. Thank you. Okay. So Jordan is an amazing esthetician right in the DFW area. Her books stay booked, okay? It is hard to get in with her because she literally is the best in all of DFW, and I can say that and mean it, and I said it, so it's true. However, every once in a while, she has the opening for lashes, brows, all of that good stuff. And Jordan, if they want to book you, how can they connect with you? What's your social media handle?
You can find me on Instagram under It's Jordan Nicole, which my husband just now calls me all the time. It's Jordan Nicole, ITS, Jordan Nicole with an H, because it's better that way. I'm just kidding. And my website's jordannicole.com, JORDANNICHOLE.com. Go me, forgetting the official jordannicole.com. You can book through my Instagram. You can book through my website. If you have questions, there's a little link in my website. You can ask me anything that you may need to know, or you can DM me. Yeah, I love what I do, and I will 2020, I guess 2023. Yeah, I'm trying to do more brows, more like little tiny tattoos, freckles, like getting into some fun stuff. So let me know if you need something. But also check out Anna, because I've looked at like some of her beta stuff and watched her. Well, just attacked myself. I looked at some of her beta stuff and then like seen all of her structure, and she's just an amazing person. So if you need help with your mental situation, but all of your people pleasing, like she really is the person to go to, and it's just such a positive light in a person. Yeah, you already make me feel empowered, not empowdered. I am powdered. I mean, let's be real. That's why I turn my light off. Anna is one of the most empowering people. She's amazing. She would literally do anything for anyone, but because she wants to, and she's kind, and not because she's too nice. And yeah, she's wonderful. Yeah.
I love it.
Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Thank you so much for being here. All right, y'all. Let us know. Oh, I gotta do some kind of homework. What should their homework be, Jordan? like a takeaway that they can do?
I guess something that maybe something that you feel like you have progressed in, like one small thing that you have already taken on about your day, whether it's like when I get up and read in the morning, like if it's something like that, or if it's something that you haven't started but have wanted to start, like give yourself like even 10 minutes in the morning. That's what I did with reading because I am also dyslexic. So it's like a little bit hard to get back into like the rhythm of doing that. But I love reading. And so now I'm up to 45 minutes in the morning. And it doesn't feel so horrible. Like it used to be like I was reading the same line over and over. But maybe that. Yeah. Like what's one thing you're doing for yourself every single day, even if it's just drinking your coffee in the morning. But yeah. Is that
I
good?
love that. That's
like
wonderful.
That.
That's perfect. I love that you gave it too. So thank you so much.
Everybody, 10 minutes a day reading.
Get on it.
Coffee. Do some shitty abs. That's what I did this week. I gave myself 3 minutes to do really, really sorry ab workouts. But it's fine.
But you did it.
I did 3 minutes.
3 minutes is better than 0 minutes. So it works.
In like 10 years, I'll have a V cut. 3 minutes every day.
Oh my God. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the podcast. Sound off in the YouTube comments with your homework and share, like, and subscribe. And make sure you check out Jordan. She's amazing. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.